Welcome back to another lesson. We have been getting a lot of new subscribers to the channel recently, which is fantastic and I love it. Welcome aboard. So today I'm going to actually give you a throwback to one of the very first videos I did on this channel for a song by Dean Lewis called Waves, which is, it's a great song. It's played on 2 strings only. It teaches you some interesting things about identifying minor and major chord shapes up and down the neck. And a lot of you may not have had a chance to see it yet. So there are a lot of old videos like this on the channel. Have a poke around the playlists and the homepage and see what you can find there. If you'd like to hear of anything in particular, let me know. I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching and enjoy this old lesson. Hi, Matt Toms here with another one chart lesson. Today we're learning the song Waves by Dean Lewis. It's an interesting song. You are going to use 2 strings only for the entire song and 2 fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the chord positions here, and we're going to learn them as their chord name, by their chord name, because that makes it a lot easier to memorize the song and the different parts. Most of the parts have the same 4 chords in different orders. So the 4 chords that we're mostly going to be using are G major, B minor, D major, and A major. Now how I'm playing these is with the root note on the E string and a note on the G string. You can start with your first or second fingers on the E string, and it's personal preference which one you find more comfortable. But when you play the minor chords, which have their notes on the same fret together, use your second finger. And every note on the G string, I want you to use your third finger. So for our G chord, if we were to play a G chord as a bar chord, the notes on the E and G strings are on the 3rd fret for the G, and then that's a B, but it's the 4th fret on the G string. And we know it's a B because we can count our way up. We can go G, G sharp, A sharp, B. And that's actually the major 3rd for the key of G. So if we went up a G major scale, or the 3rd degree of that scale is a B note. So that's why that is called a major 3rd. If it was a minor 3rd, that 3rd note would be flattened and it would end up on the same fret as your root note. So they're the 2 different shapes that we're going to use all the way through this song. When it's a major chord, the G string note is 1 fret above the root note, and when it's a minor chord, it's on the same fret as the root note. So our chords, G are on 3rd fret E string, 4th fret G string, using your 3rd finger on the G string. When you go to B minor, the B is on the 7th fret of your E string, and because it's a minor, the note on the G string is also on the 7th fret. When you go to the D is on the 10th fret of the E string, and because it's a D major, the note on the G string is on the 11th fret. And then finally back down to the A on the 5th fret E string and the 6th fret G string. So again, those 4 chords, G major, B minor, D major, and A major. The way we pick our way through this song, 90% of the time, is going to be 16th notes using your thumb and first finger, or your thumb and second finger if you prefer, but thumb always on the E string. So going back to our G chord, it's going to be 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So if we hold the G for 4 beats, or 1 whole bar, it's... Now I'll also mention that the way to get the sound as much like the original song as possible is to go lightly on the E string and accent the G string a little bit more. So it sounds a bit more like this. Okay, moving up to the B minor, same, D, A. The verse is the same. There is a swelling storm and I'm caught up in the middle of it all. And again, and it takes control of the person that I thought I was, the boy I used to know. Next section, which on your chart is called the pre-chorus. We go down to the G, but now we're holding that for only 2 beats and moving our way up to the next chord. So it's G for 2 beats, A for 2 beats, next bar, B minor for 2 beats, then D for 2 beats. Next line we do that again, G, A, B minor, but instead of going up to the D again, we go up to the E minor, which now is on the 12th fret, and because it's a minor, your G string note is on the 12th fret as well. For 1 beat, so a total of 4 of those 16th notes, 1 E and A, down to the D chord, 10 and 11 frets, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. Or actually, because the E minor starts on the 3rd beat, 3 E and A, 4 E and A for 4 beats. So I'll go through that section again, the pre-chorus. There is a light in the dark, and I feel its warmth in my hands and my heart. Why can't I hold on? Then we move to the chorus. So next line down, we're hitting our first repeat sign. The chorus is played simply by plucking the 2 notes of each chord and holding them for 2 beats. So your B minor is those 2 notes on the 7th fret, E string and G string, then G, then D, then A. And then we repeat those 2 bars. It always does. So after the second time through, we move through to the rest of that line and we resume our picking pattern, the 16th notes. We watch as our young hearts fade into the flood, into the flood. Now, when you stop on the D, every time there's a stop mentioned on your chart here, it means stop on the 3rd beat. So easy way to remember that is by counting your thumb notes, and as you're playing your thumb notes, which are all 16th notes by the way, 1 E and A, 2 E and A. When you've done 4 thumb notes, stop on the 5th one. Don't play the 5th one, stop on the 5th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the flood. Okay? That's what I think is the easiest way. But if you stop on beat 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. And if you play that 3rd beat note, it's not the end of the world. But I think that you should stop before you play that 3rd note. Into the flood. Then we move on to the next section. Keeping the same picking pattern, we're going G, freedom, A, after 2 beats. Next bar, B minor, and then D. Then we repeat those 2 bars. Slips through my fingers, I'm trying hard to let go. Into the second half of that line, we're going up to the E minor. This is where it goes, it comes and goes in waves. 2, 3, 4. Again, it comes and goes in waves. Carries us away. Again, stopping on beat 3. Carries us away. Then we move on to verse 2, which is exactly the same as verse 1. Top of your second page. Down to the place we chorus with the continuing picking pattern this time. It comes and goes in waves, it always does, it always does. We watch as our young hearts fade into the... Now we've done that 3 times in that little section. This time, which is the 4th time we hit the B minor, we're going to stop on the D. Flood to the flood. Then we move into freedom of falling, feeling I thought was set in stone. Flips through my fingers, trying hard to let go. Then we're up to the E minor again. It comes and goes in waves. Repeat that and then end on the beat 3 on the A. It comes and goes in waves, carries us away. Middle section. Same 4 chords done in a slightly different order again, which is why it's best to memorize these as chords rather than fret numbers, because it just makes a lot more sense and makes those chords easier to memorize. I watched my wild youth disappear in front of my eyes. Moments of magic and wonder. Stay on the A. Seems so hard to find. Then we repeat that whole line. Is it ever coming back again? Is it ever coming back again? Take me back to the place where everything is left to find. Stop on the A. Now we're back to the single note, or the minim note, which is like a 2 beats on each of these pairs of notes, like we did in the first chorus. It comes and goes in waves, it always does, it always does. Then we go straight into freedom, back to the picking pattern. Freedom of falling, feeling I thought was set in stone, slips through my fingers, I'm trying hard to let go. Finally the last section up to E minor. It comes and goes in waves. Repeat it. E minor. It comes and goes in waves, carries us away. And that's it. Take your time going through all those different sections of the song. Once you get it, keep that 16th note pattern when you're picking them as smooth as you possibly can. Lean on the G string for volume rather than the E string, and you'll find it sounds as close as possible to the original song. Thanks for watching.